In this lecture, we'll solve a problem in order to find out the state model for the given equation or for a given system which is given by the equation y triple dot plus 9y double dot plus 26y dot plus 24y is equal to 6u, and this is the third order differential equation where this y triple dot, it means it is d cube y by dt cube plus 9 d square y by dt square plus 26 dy by dt plus 24y is equal to 6u. Okay, so this is a third order differential equation. Now you need to find out the state model for this. Before that, we'll know what is the state model here. So here state model of the linear system, it is given by x dot of t is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. This equation is called as the state equation. And y of t is equal to c into x of t plus d into u of t. This equation is called as the output equation. So these equations, these two equations both together, these are called as the state model. Okay, these both together are called as the state model of the linear system. Now here this x dot of t, this is nothing but the state variables. Okay, so here, sorry, x dot of t is not the state variable, x of t is the state variable. Okay, and this y of t, it is nothing but the output, u of t is the input. Fine. Now here this a, b, c and d, these are called as, these are nothing but the matrices, where a is called as the system matrix or the evolution matrix whose order is n cross n. So n cross n is nothing but what? N is nothing but the number of state variables which we'll be using here. Then next B is nothing but the input matrix or the control matrix whose order is n cross m. M is nothing but the number of input. So in this problem the number of input is 1. Next is C matrix, it is nothing but the output vector matrix, its order is p cross n. Then similarly D, it is called as the direct transmission matrix, its order is p cross m. So this is nothing but the state variable, sorry, state model. Okay, state model of the linear system. You need to remember these orders of the matrices in order to form the state model. Now we will solve this problem. So here the first step in this problem is to select the state variables. So first you need to select the state variables. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll select it as x1 of t is equal to y. Next x1 dot of t, or just you can write it as a x1 dot also, that is equal to y dot, that is equal to x2. Then next x2 dot, that is equal to y double dot, that is equal to x3, and x3 triple dot. Okay, that is equal to sorry, not triple dot, x3 dot, only one dot, that is equal to y triple dot. Fine. Now you need to substitute these all in the given equation. So y triple dot is what? X cube dot, x3 dot. Okay, so we'll write it as x3 dot plus 9 y double dot. Okay, y double dot is nothing but what? It is x3 plus next 26 y dot is nothing but x2 plus 24, and y is nothing but x1, that is equal to 6u. Now we know that the state equation is nothing but what? X dot of t, that is equal to a into x of t plus b into u of t. We need to bring this equation in this form. So what we will do here, we will keep x3 dot on the left hand side only, and we'll transpose or shift all these from the LHS to the RHS. So here this will be minus 24 x1, then minus 26 x2, minus 9 times x3 plus 6u. Okay, now we need to find we need to write the state equation. First we'll write the state equation. Okay, state equation we have the terms from x1 dot of t, that is x1 single dot, then x2 dot and x3 dot. We have all the equations in terms of what? In terms of x1, x2 and x3. So what we'll do, here we'll write x1 dot, x2 dot and x3 dot, that is equal to, along with that we will be having A matrix. What was the order of A matrix? Order of A matrix was n cross n. So n cross n means it is nothing but 3 cross 3, because here how many state variables are there? There's 3 state variables, that is x1, x2 and x3. Therefore the order of A matrix is 3 cross 3. And here how many state variables? x1, x2 and x3. Okay, plus along with this we have B matrix. What is B matrix? Order of B matrix is n cross m. N is nothing but the number of state variables and m is the number of inputs. How many state variables? 3 state variables, therefore 3 rows. How many inputs? 1 input, therefore 1 column. So here its order is 3 cross 1. Along with this we have U. Okay, now we need to fill these values of the matrices. The values of these matrices can be filled out from these. Okay, now x1 here x1 dot is what? It is x2. It is only x2. So x1 dot x1 dot is equal to, you don't have any x1 term here in x1 dot, therefore x1 term here will be 0. Next, x1 dot is equal to x2. Okay, x1 dot is equal to row into column, that is 0 into x1. You don't have any x1 term, therefore 0. You have one x2 term, therefore it will be 1. You don't have any x3 term, therefore it will be a 0. Similarly, x2 dot, okay, x2 dot, you have only x3 term, you don't have x1 and x2 term, therefore the first two elements will be 0 for this row, and last row will be last element will be 1. That is x2 dot is equal to second row into this column, 0 into x1 0 plus 0 into x2 0 plus 1 into x3 is x3. Therefore x2 dot is equal to x3. Now next, x3 dot. Okay, x3 dot, we have this equation. So x3 dot is equal to minus 24 x1. So minus 24 x1. Next, in plus minus 26 x2. So x3 dot is equal to minus 26 into x2. Next, minus 9 into x3. So minus 9 into x3. We have filled this. Now here you don't have any u term, no, in x1 dot and x2 dot, therefore these two elements will be 0 for this column matrix. But here in x3 dot you have one u term, that is along with this the coefficient is 6, therefore it will be 6. So your equation x3 dot x3 dot is equal to minus 24 x1 minus 26 x2 minus 9 x3 plus 6 into u. So this is your what? This is your state equation. Okay, so this is your state equation. Now next we have to write the output equation. Okay, what will be the output equation? Output equation, how it is given? It is given as y. Okay, I think it is here. It is y of t is equal to c into x of t plus d into u of t, I think so. U of t. Okay, d into u of t. Okay, this is nothing but the output equation. Now for output equation you have to write, so what it is here, you can see y is equal to x1. So now what is the order of C matrix? Order of C matrix, it is P cross N. P, it is nothing but the number of inputs. How many inputs you have? One input, so one row, and cross n columns. So it is n here is you have three state variables, therefore three columns. So its order is 1 cross 3 into x of t plus, you don't have any d term here, therefore order of d is 1 cross 1 because it is p cross m, that is one output and one input, therefore its order is 1 cross 1 along with what? Along with u of t. Now here, what is y? Y is x1 of t. So y of t is equal to, what you will get here? You will get here as this will be 1 cross 3 order, and here you have three state variables, that is x1, x2 and x3, plus this matrix will be of order 1 cross 1 into u of t. So now we'll fill this. Y of t is equal to x1 of t, no? Here from this, y is equal to x1 of t, therefore here y is equal to, what you will get? 1. Y is equal to 1 into x1. Then you don't have any x2 term, you don't have any x3 term for that, therefore it will be a 0. You don't have any u of t term also for y equation, therefore here this will be also 0. So this is your output equation. Okay, so you got the state equation, you got the output equation. When you combine these two, that is these two equations are nothing but combinedly called as what? It is called as state model.